Hi, this is Next MC Screencast. My name is Rasto Levrins and I work for... This time I will load an existing and running cluster. Let's start. I'll connect to a random production server. Let me think. Okay, let's take this one. I'll enter the password. Let me do this outside of this video. Here we can see what software is installed. DRBD 837, Pacemaker with heartbeat. Harassing is not installed, but it could be instead of the heartbeat. Let me add the second host. Also Debian Lenny. There is a skip button, and this is for people that use Pacemaker without DRBD. The name of the cluster could be anything really. Here we have an existing config file. I will not touch it because somebody would kill me. Oh, well, I only changed this to be editable. I could remove some network leaks, add them. I can enable the OPD. I could enable mgmtd for whatever reason it is used. But unless I press this override hbconfig button, nothing will be overwritten. By the way, this cluster was created by some other means than DRBD-MC, probably by some command line tools. Creating it with DRBD-MC in the first place would be clearly vastly superior way, but I may be biased. You can see a bunch of services here. I can zoom out and zoom in. I'll hide this panel. We have these two nodes. With some names that you can see anyway on YouTube. Let's call them yellow and blue computers. And they are in some orange company. You can see services that are running, the blue ones on the blue computer and yellow ones on the yellow computer. If you right click on some service, you can perform some tasks like stopping and migrating. I will show you this, but this is a production server, so let's be careful. There are actually real people behind these rectangles working happily, so let's not disturb them. So if I would do this, they would freak out and come banging on the door screaming. That would totally spoil this screencast. In order to be safe, I'll go to read-only mode. In read-only mode, everything is disabled. But the viewing of the logs, is not considered dangerous. Well, but there is nothing to show you. So there, let's go to operator mode. You can perform some operating tasks, but you can't edit the services, nor you can remove them or add new ones. I'll be just careful and use administrator mode. There's also an advanced mode. And in advanced mode there are many more fields, many more options. I don't know if you noticed this. So watch the scroll bar. Don't blink. When I press advanced mode, there are more options. One thing I always forget to show is there's nice online help. As you hover over the options. In previous screencast, I showed you how going over migrate menu item would show you that the service would migrate. They might have not seemed to be very impressive, but if you have something more complicated, it can be a lifesaver. I bet you don't know what would happen if I would stop this IP address service. This blinking shows you in one glance that some services would stop. You can also read the yellow tooltip if you want to know this more precisely. If I migrate it from the yellow computer to the blue one, you can also see that one of the services would migrate from blue to yellow, the one to the left. That might not be obvious if you just look at the 100 lines of configuration files, but here you can see it. Let's look at some services. Here is a DRBD. It's primary on the blue computer and secondary on the yellow computer. It is started before this virtual domain that is running on the blue computer. You can even start a VNC viewer, and this works also on Windows. That was Pacemaker view. Here is also DRBD view. Also with online help and everything. Normally you don't need to do much here. Everything's configured in the Pacemaker. Only if something goes wrong, you may want to come here. And finally, there's a virtual manager view. Here we can see all our virtual machines. They are defined on both nodes. 3 of them are running. Let's click on one of them. Here you can again configure many things. I can add a disk. Well, I could go on, but I'm going to randomly stop here. Thank you very much.